Exxon made more money than God this year. Why aren't they drilling? Because they make more money not producing more oil. Exxon, start investing. Start paying your taxes.
Really? Yeah, I suppose that's right. In the world of Biden, joining me now is a very dear friend, John Catsimatidis, CEO of United Refining Company, CEO of Red Apple Group, and owner of 77 WABC Radio, where I still have a weekly show, I hope, after this interview. Welcome, John. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Larry, for having me. And so many things are happening in our country. I cry for our country, and I worry about it. And me and you have talked about it over dinner. I mean, we can get rid, there's two ways that we can get rid of inflation. Turn on the spigots. And you were talking about it yesterday. I listened to your show at 4 o'clock so I could find out what I'm talking about at 5 o'clock. And we could produce 15 million barrels a day between the United States and Canada. And what does that mean? That means we don't have to beg Saudi Arabia, Iran, Venezuela, Russia for another 500,000 barrels. I don't know what's going on in our country, why we want to pay them $120 a barrel and beg them for the oil when we have it all. And I told, I have Senator Sullivan in my show later on at 5 o'clock, and he's the senator from Alaska. We have a 2 million barrel pipeline there. We're only shipping ourselves 400,000. It's our pipeline, the United States of America. Alaska, is, the last time I looked, is part of the United States. We have the oil. Nobody can understand what the heck is going on. And on the flip side, if we don't bring down the price of oil, then Jay Powell is forced to raise interest rates. It's either one or the other. I'd rather bring down the price of oil.
Yeah, so would I.
But Jay Powell, I mean, the 6-month, the 30-year mortgage rate is over 6%. Who's going to buy a house? He's going to destroy the real estate industry and destroy the planning of the reopening of our country in business.
You know, here's what I don't get. I don't know why Biden feels compelled to attack the oil company. First of all, ExxonMobil paid $40 billion in taxes last year.
Oh, besides that, all the dividends. You know where the dividends go? Yeah, not to the Rockefellers, not to Vanderbilt. They go to the 401k plans. The Americans, every 401k plan says Exxon. So what is he doing?
So now he's yelling at refiners, John, but I've checked through with the trade groups. Government has actually forced a number of refineries to close down because of new rules or because of the EPA or because states have changed the mix of what you're allowed to do. You're partly in the refining business. You're at 94% capacity nationwide. I mean, to me, it's a self-inflicted wound. The government has created a self-inflicted wound.
He shut down the pipeline, and part of the other woke culture people are trying to close down Line 5 in Michigan, which will hurt our country additionally. So everything that this White House has been doing lately is hurting our country. And all I want, look, I don't want war between the Democrats and Republicans, but the common sense Democrats, and there are a few common sense Democrats,
6 or
they should
7.
sit down. They should sit down and say enough is enough. We're Americans first, Democrats second, and let's fix the problems in our country before it gets out of control.
Aren't they going to have to deregulate to do this? To get this energy story right, I think you have to go back to what I call Trump 101, where he deregulated across the board. We had clear, rapid permitting rules from the NEPA. We had no obstacles to pipelines. We could open up refineries. I mean, you could do some real planning if you're in the energy business. In the fossil, I'm not against renewables, neither are you.
I'm not against it.
Biden has got to pull back here, John, and he doesn't seem like he wants to.
He's going to bankrupt the country, Larry, if he doesn't pull back. And what has to be, all his people around him, Jay Powell, maybe Schumer, you know, he could be a very common sense guy. He got 1,600 on his SAT test. And they should all...
How did you know that?
Him and Anthony Weiner. So.
Oh, no, I don't want to go there.
Okay, listen. They should sit down. They're smart guys. They should sit down in the Oval Office and say, President Biden, you know, we're all for renewables. We're all for whatever. But maybe you should take 20 years, not tomorrow morning, because they're gonna hurt our country.
Not declare war against the fossil business.
Yes.
Fossil business is going to be part of the solution, is it not? I mean,
It is.
You're just not going to get around that.
All we're doing is we're making our competitors rich.
Yeah.
And making the American people poorer. You know what it cost? The additional cost of double the price of gasoline, it's costing the American people $500 million. No. It's $500 million out of the American citizens' pockets and into the pockets of whatever, Iran, Venezuela, Russia. We're making them rich.
All right, I got to get out. Are you sure Chuck Schumer has 1,600?
1,600.
That is a staggering assertion. I have to fact check that.
We will do it.
I don't know. John Catsimatidis, one of my dearest friends. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Larry.
You got your own radio show starting at 5 o'clock.
I got to run at 5 o'clock. I have Senator Sullivan from Alaska there to talk about it.
All right, we're going to promo your show. We're going to get your police escort across town.